Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. It is I, Piggy, and I am joined by Ash. Say hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I delayed that because I had to press the scene transitions. Here from Watching Walford, bringing you yet another edition of the Watching Walford podcast. It's episode 133. Jesus, we are old. Today's episode is going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from week 29 of 2025. All the episodes from the 14th of the 7th all the way to the 16th of the 7th. Now, I should emphasise that the BBC EastEnders released the schedule a bit awkwardly because originally they had we're doing Monday to Wednesday. I play Monday to Thursday, and then I went to Ash. I think we're releasing all the episodes Monday to Wednesday, and they did because Wimbledon, I'd assume, originally they were supposed to air on Friday.
Wimbledon, Women's Euros, all the sports.
Yeah, I think originally it was supposed to air Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then more scheduling conflicts, so they had to backtrack. So it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I should say. But yeah, so this is obviously the biggest takeaways and storylines from week 29. So 14 was one episode, 15 was two, and the 16 was one. So what are the topics? Well, this is the introduction. I'm rambling nonsense. There's a fan blowing me. Then we have the Queen Vic goes up for auction. Harvey and Ravi sell more. I can't say the word, but they sell more. Nigel leaves because he leaves. Oscar Branning returns. Why is he not a geek anymore? And then we have the awards and the after show, which the after show could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hours, 10 hours, who knows. So yeah.
I mean, I can really just preempt it by saying a lot of this show is just going to be talking about the Oscar Branning. It really has been the highlight of the week. And if that upsets you, it's time to go. Back out back. It's time to go. But yeah, a lot of Oscar love. Been all right week. Back to kind of regularly scheduled programming, really. And obviously I'll talk more, but the edit of the big long scripted video I've been working on for about 7 years, it's progressing. So
see, I still like the idea that you keep saying it's progressing every month, and then finally
it's just not moved.
Yeah, and then just finally one time in 2029, when we finished watching Walford the year prior in 2028, just randomly one day in March 2029, you just drop the video.
And it pops off and we become a successful channel, but too busy with life for that point.
Yeah, you're out slinging. I can say the word, can't I? You're out slinging dick in Marbella and stuff, and I'm just still sat in this chair trying to do a wrestling video, but I can't because I just can't figure out how to word it. But yeah.
Classic. But no, yeah. Hopefully it should be out soon. But I've said that many times before, so. But I made a lot of progress so far.
Look, he's just. I don't know if this show will go with the UK, but he's just the county council, is all he is. He's just the council. We will fix the potholes in the road tomorrow. Jim, it's 2020. It's
I'm like the
2055.
Birmingham City Council, how bankrupt I am. There's no money left. I've used up all the money.
Wait, what? The Birmingham?
Don't worry about all the rats.
Wait, Birmingham City Council is bankrupt? How?
Yeah, it's bankrupt.
How the fuck are you bankrupt?
I don't know how, but it is, and it's insane.
No, it's just
how fucked is your county? How fucked is your city if your council's bankrupt, mental?
It's just the fact of
they don't have anybody taking away the bins. So there's just a bunch of rats in the street.
But they're not just hire some people. They just take away the fucking bins.
I don't have the money.
Yeah, but surely just get someone there to do 25 quid, 50 quid, and just take away the bins.
Oh yeah, some people are getting it, but not fundamentally. You can't just poof more money up. They used it all.
On what? That's my question.
Who knows?
Were they buying the gear off Harry and Ravi? Was that it? Just out back snorting white lines of marching powder and just fucking. Oh my god! So you told me the other night, but I was like, no, he's bullshitting. And then
no, I'm not.
Because I didn't fact check it. I went, oh, he must be bullshitting. And then
when do you fact check it?
I fact check what I know I'm completely wrong. That's when I fact check. But yeah, I've got my just before I start. I love how I'm going for the fucking the YouTuber the YouTuber apology art with the bangs like that.
What do you mean? They're not really bangs. They're just curtains.
Yeah, the curtains I should say. Sorry, the curtains.
These are bangs.
Yeah, those are bangs. Sorry,
Fucking
just
forehead jump scare. Way.
I'll start in a second. But like when I was getting the train to like London to see Superman,
Yeah.
I just kept going over to my friend Rose, going, guys, I think there's a Paddington over there, guys. Obviously, referencing obviously the Logan Paul video. As I just to try to buckle him, I would try and do like the Logan Paul impression where he's like, guys, I think there's someone hanging right there. And I would like a running joke we had is there's a song in the South Park movie by a character called Big Gay Al where he says, I'm super, thanks for asking. So I would always turn to him. So he'd be like, obviously his legs a bit banjaxed at the moment. So he turned to me. I turned to him and I go, I'm super. Man, thanks for asking. I just to wind him up. That's what I've been doing. I've been winding him up. But yeah, I had good fun at Superman. Yeah.
Obviously, we'll talk more about that in the after show.
Yeah. Just briefly wanted to say that. And now
New timestamp incoming. Let's go.
New timestamp. I've put a new timestamp. Bollocks. Okay. So the first topic is the Queen Vic goes up for sale. Now, what would be the perfect timestamp? There we go. The Queen Vic goes up for sale. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, obviously, I told you the Queen Vic goes up for sale, which leads to two big bidders. That sounds like I'm saying two big bitty bitches. But two big bidders are going up for this. Ian Beale, well, obviously, and then Cat. Whoa. So you can either have 2020 Queen Vic or 2014 or 2012 Queen Vic. What would you prefer? And Dean's just.
It's so weird that no one else wants it because usually everybody wants it. Everybody's sniffing around the Queen Vic. Like obviously the Panasars aren't going to bid for it. They've just lost their entire fortune of 40 grand. How are they going to cope? Oh no. But like, I don't know. It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre that it's only the Beals and obviously the Mitchells aren't really a thing right now. But I'm sure like Teddy and Nicola would be like, yeah, let's get the Queen Vic. Why not? They feel like the kind of people to kind of put it out there. But no, the Beals and the Slaters. It's such a weird like. I kind of appreciate it, but I also am just like, is this the best we got? I don't want to see either in the Vic. Or he's not in the current form.
I mean, yeah. That's what I was saying. My favorite thing is to reference both eras because, like, it's like remember the last time you and Alfie had it? It was absolutely dog water, and then like Kathy, like Ian's like, I want to buy the Vic, Mom, and then Kathy's like, remember last time? Remember you nearly split up our family? Let's not do that again, please. And my favorite bit, is Harvey. It's like has a bit of toast, so he's just like, shut your goddamn gob, Harvey, will you? Chewing on his toast, just smiling. Because I'd have to imagine he had to do that multiple times, so that toast had to be dry as fuck. And cold. Anyways, continuing on. Yeah, so so obviously Stacey lies to Ian. It's like, I've won a scratch card. Whoa, 100k. Whoa, and obviously he's like,
I've got to admit, they did. They said it in the spoilers. It got me. It got me and my brother. We're like, oh really? That's just gonna get 100 grand out of fucking nowhere. What nonsense is this? It's taking the piss. And then, well, yeah, I'm glad it's not. Obviously, they do wind Ian up, and that's the whole punchline. Oh, wouldn't it be really funny if we just said 100 grand? And they kind of take the piss. People play along. Ian's like, oh, what? Just he didn't want it to be contested, so now he's got like a vengeance. Now he needs to beat the Slaters in a bidding war at the auction, which I think is happening next week. But yeah.
But yeah, now this is where the swerve comes, and I'm ultimately like, no way he has life insurance. So the big boss man bangs on the door, knocks on the door, and it's like, well, up, ladies, how's it going? And they're like, okay, yeah, I know the money we have to pay you back. We'll pay you back shortly. Like, pay me back? What? You have to pay me back. And it's like, you do know, Martin, I had life insurance, and you're getting 100k. And I'm like, fuck off, did Martin have my life insurance selling fruit and veg on a stall? What? He's gonna die of a giant banana fucking falling and collapsing on him? Well, get fucked. No way he had life insurance. Sorry for my little rant. I just got annoyed for that. I'm like, no way he had life insurance at his age.
Well, it's just how, like I said, me and the brother, we were like, ah, no way, this is how they fucking afford the Vic. Fucking, so, they just get a scratch card, and that's how they miraculously get 100k. Any time during 2023, they needed someone to give money, they just went, hey Phil, give us 50 grand. It's like, well, no, but all right then, fine. It's just like, oh, so they're just gonna magically, because how is Cat gonna? Cat was complaining about having to buy a business that was 3 grand, like, and now we're expecting her to. But I know this is like dumb, like fucking money talk in EastEnders, where money's not a fucking object anymore, and there are no class differences between everyone. They're all eating fine in London. Like, obviously, it's not really that big of a problem, but fucking, it's just mental. And yeah, now, I mean, I say this, it's not super. I say this, my dad cancelled everything, but somehow we found that he had some form of life insurance he forgot to cancel.
Fair enough.
So like, it does happen.
It
does happen. It still is very convenient. Still is very convenient, but I don't know. I just kind of like. It's just the money tree, right? It's, oh, bloody hell, I climbed up the money tree and I found a mill. It's like, yeah, great.
Just out of curiosity, did you get a big bag from your dad's life insurance, or was it just like 2
Oh,
quid?
no. It was all about, like, paying off debt.
Okay.
I think it was something like, it was pretty small, but it helped us wipe out a bunch of the debt that we had, so it served the purpose. Debt-free since then, so.
Oh, Dad, you left us £5. Wow, you're so grateful. Thank you.
But yeah, it's just bizarre. I'm not a big fan of it. It's just, I don't know. Like, you don't have to make that much sense, but you at least have to try a little bit harder for it. Like, it's just, it feels too convenient is why I'm complaining.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure my brother just went. My brother, when he heard about the like scratch card thing, he just kind of paused the EastEnders, went, "Fuck this, fuck off," and then it turns out it wasn't a thing anyways. But then it was a thing. It's like, ah.
Sorry, my monitor unplugged itself, so I had to replug it back in. Let's go.
Nice.
It's kind of it's an old TV, so yeah, I need to get a new monitor at some point, but that's not a big worry at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about this. I don't really want the Slaters in the Vic. I want someone new, but if we get it, we get it.
Well, it's just because the Slaters are in a pretty shoddy spot. Like, are we really expecting that Zoe is gonna really overhaul them completely? Because like Jean can fuck off. We're all sick of Jean. They've not done anything to make Jean likable after the Harvey ordeal. Everybody dislikes Jean. Stacey has only really started to just get a little bit better. Kat's obviously been getting way better, but like but I suppose just I don't know, for a clip, I don't want to see like Kat, Stacey, Big Mo, Jean. I don't want to see them run the Vic. I don't. Like, and maybe they'll swerve us because they did swerve us initially with like the scratch card thing. Maybe it is Max who gets the Vic. I don't know, but they leaked it, and say what you want about the Sun, they're a horrendous newspaper, but they are quite good with EastEnders leaks. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like they're gonna have to do a lot of work to rebuild it up. But right now, I'm pretty hesitant to take it. But I guess it doesn't need to be like world class. It just needs to be better than, the Knights, really,
I mean, yeah.
which isn't hard.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, give me a second. I'll tell you, beer makes me sleepy, apparently. So I guess I'll move on to the next topic, will I?
Yeah, just last bit is just I think obviously with the rise of the Brannings and them being more established as a family, I do think we are gonna see the fall of the Knights. Like I Gina, Elaine, and George are sticking around, but like Anna's gone. I don't. Let's say in 5 years' time, I don't think any of the Knights. I think maybe Elaine and Gina's still there, but I don't think the Knights are gonna be like recovered because obviously with Lauren and Peter, you obviously now have the Brannings and the Beals kind of intertwined. So they've kind of taken the spot of the Knights within like 3 months. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll continue on. What is the timestamp? Oh no, I'm very slow. Harvey, not Harvey. Jesus, not Harvey. Piggy. Jesus, come on. Ravi and Harry sell some more. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, marching powder and all that. Black tar heroin, of course. Gear, yeah. I wish they sold black tar heroin. That'd be fun. But yeah, so they sell a bit more of the old marching powder, and Ravi's like, "Go on, sell it, Harvey." I keep wanting to call him Harvey. His name's Harry. He's like, "Go on, Harry, sell it." And then Harry's like, "No." He's like, "But you owe me." And I'm like, "No, he doesn't. It's your fault, Ravi, not his." And then he's like, "You sell it. I'll make it what you're wild." And then he sells it, and he's like, "Do I really have to continue doing this?" And Ravi's
I mean,
like,
it's just a simple case of Ravi being a dealer and him needing leverage.
"Yeah,
Like it's not like yeah, sure. It technically, in a sense, it is Harry's fault that the drugs are gone. So he does owe him a debt. It's not like he's fucking. It's not like he's going to the police station saying he stole some of my goods. He's a dealer. It is his fault in his eyes.
yeah," but still, don't just
What do you mean? He lost him out on a good couple, a good couple grand.
get over it, Ravi, is what I say.
Ravi's. It's not his pills. He's not manufacturing them. He's got some people to fucking appease.
Well, anyways, so he sells the gear, and then Ravi's like, "Good job, good boy." He calls him a good boy. He doesn't call him a good boy. If he called me a good boy, though, I'd be on my knees. Woof woof. So yeah, he says, "Yeah, you do more of that, will be good." And then Phil, who we'll get to next, is obviously like, "I'm just gonna be around here a bit more now, Harry, because my friend's gone and all that. Fuck you." And they go to Kojo's place, and then Kojo's like, by the way, Harry moved into Kojo's place. He sleeps on the sofa. And the weird thing is, George is like, are we sure? Should we be doing this? And Coach is like, he's my mate. So yeah, George is like, okay, fair enough. And he moves in, and then like Ralph's like, I'm gonna keep coming here, talk to you about selling the stuff. You owe me, Harry. And then it's like, okay. So that's basically it. He has to sell more. He gets a good chunk of money, and yeah, he sells more of the gear.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple case of no matter what he does, it won't be enough. So he will be perennially, and even if Harry gets out of his debt, Ravi will probably try and trap him again because he's a dealer at the end of the day, and you need someone to shift the gear, and his hands are clean. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it kind of changes because obviously Harry's kind of proven to be he is a good lad. And he is trying to protect his best mate, but for how much longer can he like keep it up? I think is the question.
Yeah. Moving swiftly on. The next topic, Nigel leaves. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I don't know why I keep saying that, but it should be obvious. Jesus, I can't put 3 in. I keep fat fingering. Okay, I need to update that. Nigel leaves. Yeah. So in Monday's episode, Jay finds out that Julie keeps posting like, "Have you seen this man? This man has gone missing. Help! Man has fallen into Lego City. Build a bridge to help him up." So like she keeps posting these like, "Please help me," and like Jay's like, "Phil, maybe she should know," and Phil's like, "No." But Phil, it's a bit wrong. He's like, "I don't care. Just no." We made a pact that Julie's not getting back in life. So this leaves Jay with an ultimatum. Whereas, like, do I tell him? Do I tell her? Do I not tell her? And ultimately, he tells her. And surprisingly, Julie makes it up there quite quickly, I must say. Made her up in
I
a
mean,
day.
you would too if someone who you thought had someone who you think's missing, they're alive. You're not going, well, got Pilates at 4. you are gonna immediately go up there. She's been worried sick for the last 2 years.
No. I know she's been worried sick for the last 2 years. I'm just saying, from Scotland to England, that's the London specifically. That's a fucking quick like flight from her. About a 6-hour train journey? I've had to guess 9 hours. That's
Don't know. Yeah, probably fairly hefty.
yeah,
Double figures, probably.
Yeah, I know she says it's 9 hours in the following episode, like, but yeah. So she goes to meet Nigel, and then it's like, "Your wife, Julie," and Nigel's like, "Who is this woman?" And Phil's awkwardly trying to keep Nigel, but also try and tell Julie that he has to stay with him. And Julie's like, "But he needs to be with me, Phil. He needs to be with me." And you've ruined it, Phil, because I've been spending my last few months thinking he's dead. And Phil's like, "But he's not dead. I know what you're saying, but he made a truce with me." But Julie's like, "Yes, but I'm his wife, so get fucked. I'm his wife. I have a right to know for him to be in my life. I've missed many months with him. Why are you taking this away from me?" And she keeps trying to get through to Nigel, but Nigel's like, "Yeah, I don't really know, mate. I don't know who you are." So Julie keeps explaining this from, "Look, I'm your wife. I've done this. I've done that. We have a cat called Darth Vader, which fantastic name, even though it's a tabby cat. I think it's a tabby cat." And they show the house. The house, I must admit, is gorgeous. That house is lovely.
Oh, that's the dream. That's what you want. You know.
But I reckon
You want a house in like maybe not the Scottish countryside. You're probably doing a bit more heat, but you want a nice little cottage in the country, but like a decent drive away. Oh, it's the dream. It's the dream.
yeah, it's a lovely dream, and
As a country boy, like as a small town boy, that's the dream.
And yeah, she's reveling in the fact that Nigel doesn't know her. She doesn't really know how to feel. But Jay's obviously told her that he does have dementia. So yeah, and she keeps trying to get through to him. And then Nigel is so cuddly in this bit because she's like, "Oh, Julie won't let me have a curry. She says too much sugar and salt." And Julie's just sat there like, "Oh."
And obviously, the whole point of this, though, is you have the two sides. You have Phil, who's sworn to protect his best mate, who he loves and has saved his life, and you have the woman that Nigel vowed to be with till the end of his days. And they both fundamentally want the same thing for Nigel. They want him to be safe and protected and together, but they both have different ways that they would do it. So they immediately just start arguing about everything and everyone. But Julie, she does show signs of actually kind of starting to cope with how to treat Nigel with his condition, whilst Phil kind of has the history like of doing it the last couple of months and like understanding. Now he's been doing it for like 7 months, so he's really gotten the gist of how to kind of help him the best he can. And at one point they just start arguing, and Nigel kind of like a kid just lets out like a scream and flees just because I keep arguing, and he keeps telling him to stop, but he just lets out like a big yelp, and then he tries to leave, and this kind of puts Phil like to his senses, where they kind of tell like, "Oh, look, Nigel, it's fine. It's fine. We were just arguing, but it's not that big of a deal." And then that's when Phil opts to show her some of the videos that Nigel has made to kind of, as he's forgetting everything, there's still these videos that are a moment in time where he does remember. And obviously it's a very bittersweet, but still kind of, I'd imagine it's a very nice thing to have, to kind of remember who they were, the person you remember versus like the person with their illness. So it's it's a hard watch for Julie, but she has a big cry, but she kind of is reminded of everything that everything of the man she loves. And then she kind of takes the stance, look, maybe it's time you move back home, your creature comforts, everything you have back home. And Nigel's a little bit resistant, but in the end he kind of figures, you know what, it's probably the right choice. And then Phil is the choice. Does he go out and say bye to his best mate, who he's loved and protected for months? Or does he stay inside grumpy? And it's Phil Mitchell. What do you expect he does?
Obviously, he goes outside with some flowers, a bouquet of flowers, and a pint of milk and stuff, and says goodbye. I'm only joking. He does not say that. He literally sits in his house, and Linda tries to come for him, and he's like, "Leave me alone, Linda, please." And so Nigel leaves for now. But spoiler, he's probably back next week because I think he goes missing next week. But he's gone for now. So there you go. Also, do you like my new hairstyle, Ash? What do you think of it?
Yep.
Thank you.
He's having a copy.
Yeah. And continuing on. Continuing on, as I said, Phil the next day is just the mouthiest. I can't say the C word. The mouthiest bastard ever. It's like he's like, "Oh, Phil, how are you? Fucking fine. Leave me alone. Fucking fine." And he goes around to the garage, the autos, and he's like, "Harry, how are you?" And Harry's like, "Yeah, good. I'll just stick around a bit more, Harry, because I don't longer have my boyfriend with me." And then he goes to the cafe. He's like, "Kathy, give me some chips there, please." And then Kathy hands him the plate, and then he's like, "They're burnt." And then Kathy's like, "Jesus Christ, calm down." And then he goes into the Queen Vic.
And Kat sits with him, and Kat's like, "Oh, how you doing?" But it's also Jay kind of says, "Oh, look, I understand why you're angry, but you can't ignore me forever." And he just looks at him. And then Kat goes like, "Oh, it must be a real thing off your back to now not have to worry about this." And he just kind of goes, "Look, I divorced you for a reason. Fuck off." And yeah, it continues.
And then he goes into the Green Vic, and then just like, "Let's have a cup of tea upstairs." And then he sees Johnny and Callum sitting in a tree. Kissing. He doesn't see them kissing. And my God, I think I've got a new favourite Phil image, because he just grabs Johnny, like, just like that. That's not the noise he makes. That's the noise I made.
Grabs him by the throat.
Nearly throws him over the banister nearly. But I have a funny story about a banister if you want to hear it. Like the
What is that fucking segue?
But
go on.
So my dad's friend, who I'm named after, he sadly passed, but he came to fix my nanny's banister one time, and no one told my uncle that the banister was obviously glued in. It wasn't like properly fixed yet. So my uncle, who's a bit cut at the time, a bit drunk, yeah, he's walking up the stairs holding the banister, and then he just falls through it. He just fucking falls through it. And then I believe in that same night they used to have them big fat TVs, like the big fat ones.
They're like CRTVs, the CRT TVs.
Yeah. They used to have
bricks.
The bricks. They used to have one of them on like a nightstand or a cabinet stand. So if he up a bit high, and he went to turn it on, and the TV fell fucking on top of him. So yeah. And then the other memory I have of that is when he was attending a wedding. My dad and him went out for a few drinks, and he came back. And obviously, what is it called when a wall is like, it's not like a rock solid wall? It's what's the fuck's the word?
Hollow.
Hollow. It's a hollow wall. I think that's the right word. Like, and he goes upstairs, and they're like, "Oh, just sit down, lad, sit down." And he stumbles, and then he just head goes through the wall. There's a little hole mark like in the wall. I don't know if it's still there because obviously we moved out. But yeah, he put his head through the wall, fell through the banister, and
Christ.
dropped the TV on his head, on his legs or the head, or one of the two. Those see
One hell of a day.
well, no, I think the head through the wall was about 30 years later, so that was at least good. At least he didn't get a concussion. But I'll continue in a second, but I'd hate to get a CRTV dropped on my head, on my legs or something. That shit would hurt
Oh,
like
those
hell.
TVs are fucking huge.
Those TVs would fucking wreck your day, son. And they'll never come back into style, but I wish they would. Because I like the aesthetic of them. Like, I don't know how you'd bring them back into style, but I'd love to. You know?
There's definitely an enjoyment of it.
Yeah. I know it's probably because we grew up with those TVs as well. I know we were more into like the flat screens as well, but yeah.
Oh, I still had a good few CRT TVs.
Yeah, they're decent enough. We just need someone to use them as monitors, so then it'd be perfect. But I don't think it would handle 1080p on the fucking CRTV. But continuing on, yeah, so he throttles Johnny over the banister, and he absolutely choked, and then it's like, get your hands off him. And unlike Keanu, Phil lets go of him. So,
True,
yeah.
and Linda didn't even stab him in the arm.
Yeah. And he lets go of him, and then he's like, did you know about this, Jay? And Jay's like, what? Oh, I didn't. And he's like, alright. And then he goes around to Phil's house. There's Callum, and Callum's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Phil. But I've been so lonely. I've been so sad and lonely, girl. Yeah, so he's just sad and lonely. And he's like, do you know how these past 18 months made me feel? And then Phil's like, alright. And then he's like, are you gonna tell Ben? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh fuck. And then Jay's like, I'm gonna go around to his house and give him a mouthful of. So he does, and then Phil's like, well, wouldn't it be a shame if Lexi was gone from her quote unquote dads? Ha ha ha. And so I'm taking the kid. I'm taking the kids in this divorce. Fuck you. I'm getting the kids. Which I'd assume will lead to Ben coming in and being like, nope, they're actually Jay's. Phil.
Yeah, we're gonna see we're gonna see an appearance from Jay's. We're gonna see an appearance from Ben soon. You'd have to imagine.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what Phil does, because he's like, I'm gonna get custody of Lexi. I'm gonna make her stay with her granddad. And I'm like, you go, Phil. You go, girl. Don't agree with it, but you go, girl.
Obviously, he's in no condition to look after his granddaughter.
No. But guess
at least he's not. At least he's not telling Ben. So.
But I guess this leaves us with our last topic. Our last EastEnders topic. And that is good old Oscar Branning. Everybody give a round of applause for Oscar Branning there, folks. So we started on Monday's episode. Peter and Lauren were getting a bit frisky, you know, because they're now back together and they kiss.
Well, they definitely won't ever split up again.
Yeah. Just wait until Max comes in, and then they continue kissing, and then they keep getting an unknown phone call, and then Lauren finally answers it, and it's Oscar. And this is where people get mad, because the last we seen of Oscar, he was a nerdy little 7-8-year-old child.
I think we last seen him. I think we last seen him in 2017.
So he would have been what, 12?
So he probably would have been like 10. I think Oscar's supposed to be 17.
Okay.
But who knows?
I mean, hold on. So if he's supposed to be 17, then actually, you'll have to go. Like, I don't know the timeline of Oscar.
Just keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's apparently 17.
Oh, that's good. Sorry for the dead air. I was just waiting for the results. Like it's Jeremy Kyle. You are not the father. No, that's more Jerry Springer. But yeah, I was.
Yeah, so we last would have seen him when he was 10, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think.
So we see Oscar Branning, and I don't know how to put
He's
this.
grown.
He's grown. He's definitely a bit more fruity in his ways, if that's a good thing to say. He's a bit more open about who he is. He's more comedic now as well.
I mean, it feels like his first scene is kind of a. There was I don't remember what it was in, but there was a Jake Wood scene. Oh, obviously Max Brannan's actor, where it was him like smoking in a cafe with him like having a little perm when he was like fairly young, and obviously Oscar he has a cig in his ear, and he's playing music, and he's kind of like taking the piss out of the teacher who's like having to teach him at like this behavioral unit, whatever it is, and I don't know. It feels like I felt like it was a big throwback to that, and obviously, yeah, Oscar is already. I think the short's coming out to the same effect. But he's a cheeky chappy, flirts with literally everyone. Is always making quips. Is always making little jokes. Always taking the piss. He is deeply unserious, and he is kind of. I don't know. To me, he's like a mix between Max and Sean. He's a really kind of. He adds that kind of like chaotic kind of energy, which I think is obviously if you don't vibe with it, and if you remember Oscar as like a 10-year-old kid with glasses on, you're probably got to be like, who the fuck is this? Because he's really tall, and the actor's clearly not 17. I think the actor's like 25, but he's it worked. It works. It's fine. And yeah, it just kind of chaos ensues, very kind of bantery. It's a very abrasive introduction to him, but he has a lot of very funny lines.
Yeah, and continuing on, so he sees Lauren, and he's like, oh, and then they have a back and forth, and then Ian and Peter show up, and my god, the scene where they're hiding behind the fan is fucking fantastic, because he's like, has a cigarette in one hand, and he's like, that's Big Mike. He's the one in the grey tracks bombs, because he's big. And then that's Hung Harry. And then they're like, he's hung.
It's also like, it's also, he says, oh yeah, that's I don't remember his name, so I'm just gonna call him Fat Larry.
His name's Fat Mike.
Fat Mike. So, he's Fat Mike, and then they go, he's not that fat, and he said, I don't know, like Pilates or something. Like he basically said, come on, he lost the weight. Come on. And then he says something like, he's the one who chinned a seagull, and I'm like, oh yes, a man of the people,
Sorry,
if I wouldn't be caught chinning a seagull, that's illegal, of course.
See, I would put up the clip, but I can't be arsed. I just think of the clip of the fat geezer. I don't know where it is. I'm just gonna say Blackpool, where like this seagull's coming over to steal his chip, and he just boshes on one in the face. He's just absolutely.
Look, seagulls are a menace. All right, you'll never catch me being a seagull apologist. They're absolute units. Diets of chips. They're getting gout. they're like the Tudors. They're eating too many chips.
You know what I love about it? Now this might sound cruel, but you know what I love? I love when you throw like bread to pigeons, and then you just see this big fucking seagull walk up and it's like, that's mine, you bitch, and just steals it. It's cruel, but you just fucking think the pigeons could beat up the seagull.
Nah, fuck the gulls. The gulls are feral.
Yeah, but I'm saying the pigeons could beat up.
No, there was a mission, honestly. Like, there's a place around where I live where for some reason they started. We'd noticed for a while that there was a bunch of like gulls like congregating on top of this roof. And then it's like, all right, so, spies from Big Gull. Big Gull's spying on this area. I wonder why. And then they decided to put up like netting on top of the roof, obviously to try and stem Big Gull. But it didn't work because the gulls know everything. So look, you can't if you take on the gulls, it's a risky situation. So that's all I'll say. I don't know who won, but the netting clearly didn't do its fucking job. Felt like it was some money laundering operation.
I do like pigeons, though. I prefer pigeons over seagulls.
Pigeons are based.
Yeah, there's a photo of me like having a bunch of pigeons on my arms and shit. and because like I went up to this.
I wouldn't do that though.
I did. I did.
Not on the arms.
I did. I was wearing a jacket, thankfully, because you just
Yeah,
give the.
Pigeon, stay the fuck away. You are funny with how ridiculously large you are, but stay the fuck away.
I love looking in my town because obviously there's a McDonald's, KFC, and a Burger King, and an Abracadabra, which is a kebab place, Abracadabra. And with everything is, I look at all these like animals, and obviously I'm one to talk because of my way. I'm like, how are you so fucking huge? Because I see crows, right, where the thing I can describe is, do you remember?
It's the pigeons that are the worst. The pigeons are mental. I don't know how pigeons get so fat.
But
Like you just see a pigeon walking around like a little loaf.
Little Hasbulla.
Like a fucking loaf on legs. It's insane.
But like, have you ever seen
Seagulls are muscular, pigeons are just plump.
Have you seen the Kingpin from Into the Spider-Verse? Like the big one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, there's a crow in my town that I keep seeing, right? Where he's literally like that. He's literally round, but he has a small head, and I'm like, he's Kingpin to me. He's Kingpin. Little do people know that I'm feeding him. I'm not feeding him.
But yeah, moral is Fat Mike chinned a seagull. Obviously, that seagull reported it to Big Gull. Fat he's on borrowed time.
I just like the idea that a seagull comes back and attacks Fat Mike.
Oh, he's screwed. When he least expects it, fucking I can't do a seagull noise. I tried.
That's a Steven Seagal impression.
I tried.
But yeah, and then I don't know what this is with the other lad, but I love the bit where he's like, "That's Hung Harry." They call him that because and then they're like, "Yeah, we get it." And then Lauren and Peter go up like, "FBI Beale, I'll report on the case." And then it's like, and then he just steals a van and he joyrides it.
Well, it's the van that Peter's picking up for the fruit and veg for the for the fruit and veg stall. We can't even call it the Minute Martin. It's not even. We need a funnier name for the fruit and veg stall.
The Fruit and Martin stall.
Yeah, great one. Real creative. Not nearly as good as Minute Martin. But he picks up the van. Oscar's he doesn't have a license. He's 17, probably can't drive. But he's in the van. Ian's in the back. He keeps calling Ian Brian, which is pretty good. And they kind of like, Lauren, Peter, get in. And then obviously they leave Fat Mike in the dust.
Yeah. And the seagull's gonna attack Fat Mike at some point.
And Jack, this is when Jack returns. And then he sees bloody Oscar like zooming through the square in this big fuck off van. Like, this van's massive. You could fit at least 3 melons in there.
Okay, yeah.
And Jack's like, whoa, who's doing that? And then obviously he pokes his head around like, Uncle Jack. And then Oscar's like, and then Jack's like, oh God. And then he introduced himself to everyone. He probably makes some wisecracks and some funnies. And then they just kind of, I don't remember what it goes on for here. They just kind of settle back in.
Yeah, obviously Jack doesn't want to take him in because he's a copper. And then George's like, I can't take you in, I have a child. And they're like, alright, I guess I'll go sleep on a park bench. Nobody wants me. It's like the kid.
Just like Tanya, nobody wants me.
And then Lauren comes out and it's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, I bet Abby would have taken me in. Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. I love this kid.
They make reference to it's like, oh, was this where it happened? This where you fell? And then he's in the what's the fucking chicken shop called? McClunky's. And he's in McClunky's and Jack sees him. Then obviously we get to hear more about who Oscar is. And he's like, oh, so, are you with anyone? And he's like, I'm bi. It's like, yes. Bisexual icon. Look, we need more bi characters in shows. There's a lot of bisexual erasure. There's a lot of bi hatred, really. Mostly from a bunch of insecure people who are like, what, you just bloody choose? You just choose who you want to be with? Like, well, no, you're just inclined to like everyone. You just bloody choose. You're just going to leave me for a man. Like, can grow up. Grow up, gays. It's
I have
probably more accepting of the trans than the bis. Fucking sort it out, boys. But also, it's my favorite. It's my favorite group of characters. Bisexual people who flirt with literally everyone. It's great. You know, Lockie Campbell, former Hollyoaks character, who's dead now, of course. Fucking great. Absolutely, really fun.
But I went on this weird rabbit hole because obviously I seen NECA's a toy company. Just bear with me for a second. And they were doing they were going showcasing photography of like people posing the figures they make. And obviously, and I should emphasize, the pride flag was not included. They just put it in the image. There's an image with Bert and Ernie hold the pride flag. They're literally holding it. They're not kissing. They're not touching each other. They're holding it. They're literally just holding it. And a bunch of people went, we need to bring back the LG. We need to bring back the LG because we need to get rid of the BT because that's the ugliness of this community. Why are you promoting this with Bert and Ernie? They're just roommates. They're just roommates. Stop making it gay. And I'm like, it's a fucking toy. Calm down, lads. Calm down. You're ruining.
Well, I've definitely been saying this for a while though. Like, we need more bi characters. Like, obviously, you made the joke that Sonia's bi when the schedule permits.
Yeah, she is.
Which could be construed as like biphobic or whatever, but it's not. It's not. It's just a simple little joke. But like I said, we need more bi characters. It's a severely underrepresented like minority of people, and also it's fucking Max Branning's kid, mate. Mate, he's gonna figure out how to make men pregnant. Why would you? Why? It's a risking putting that into the world. It's Max Branning's kid. He gets around. He gets around. Of course he does. He's got it in the genes. But yeah, just crazy. I absolutely adore it. He's fantastic so far, and obviously he does more. But he's fantastic so far. A real breath of fresh air. Bisexual Branning feels necessary, feels important. You know, the only thing that was limiting Max is that he was straight. Oscar's not. He's not got that. He's not got that sensibility. He's fine. He'll investigate any crevice. Don't know what that is, but yeah.
as I remember when I was working at a festival one time, people would go up to me and go, Piggy, what is your sexuality? Like, are you bi? Are you trans? Are you gay? Are you lesbian? I just turned around and went,
trans isn't a sexuality, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
That's more gender, but yeah.
I know, I just turned around and went, my forbidden door is open for anyone. And then, okay. Yeah.
Not bad. Belter of a line.
So when people ask me what my sexuality is, I just go, my forbidden door is open for anyone. You can come through the forbidden door if you want. I don't mind. But yeah, that's what I say to people. I just, bisexuals for some reason are underhated for some reason, or hated for some reason. I mean,
overhated, underrepresented.
Yeah, I mean, I get what, because you can't understand the concept of why can a man date a man and a woman? Like, they fucking can if they want.
It's just, I can imagine people feel a bit betrayed, right? They're a traitor. They're a traitor to the gays. They're a traitor to the straights. Insecurity's pretty rampant. So it's like, oh, they're just gonna leave me for the other gender. Oh, like I can understand why, but it's just I don't know. Like it's not fucking choice, boys. Just like Ben didn't choose to be gay. Bisexual people don't choose to be attracted to both. I mean, it's just how it is. Just fucking sort it out. Stop being so insecure.
So it's like I told Ash this story, but I'll just tell the story again. My dad was watching a YouTube video, and this guy's obviously going through a furry convention. So obviously, my dad is intrigued. My dad's intrigued, right? He's like, son, come here. And I'm obviously just trying to get me pies. And he's like, son, come here. Well, sit down and watch this. Look at this. I'm like, okay, Dad, what is it? And he's like, look at these furries. Aren't they all gay? And I'm like, nope, Dad, I should be honest right now. Not all furries are gay, but a lot of furries run IT in America. Okay, Dad. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you do know a bunch of the richest people in America are furries. Like, what is a furry? Like, a furry's a fursona. It's so weird because he's like 50, so and I'm 21, so I'm sat here speaking to a generational gap where it's hard to understand the concept of a man or woman or non-specific gender dressing up as a furry, as a fursona, I should say. So yeah, that was a weird conversation I'd never want to have again, but I loved it. Yeah, try explaining
Yeah,
to
I'm good. I'm not. I'm not tackling it. I'm
the
not tackling it.
just
But yeah,
as
stop being biphobic is my angle.
my ankle
But
is.
it's the perfect character to be bisexual as well. Like, look, Max is prolifically he's slinging dick. Let's put it crudely. He's slinging dick. That's how it is. That's how it is. He's always swinging it around. He's helicoptering. He's not helicoptering parenting either. He's not doing any of the above. So it fits the character, and I am excited to see where they go with it. The weird bit I will say though is it does feel like there's a weird like generational gap where Oscar feels too old to be like a teen and fit in with like Tommy, like Joel, Denzel, Nugget. He feels too old to fit in there. But there's also he's too young to fit in with like Peter, Lauren, Jay. So it does feel like there's a very weird generational gap between these characters.
I mean, yeah, I'd agree. But yeah, I want to end my first statement saying explain that to your parents. Or someone's just very old, try and explain it to them, and yeah. He has some great lines, and then he drinks Penny under the table. And I got
Well,
confused.
it's more so So basically, he gets back for the extra context. He gets back to the house and he's a bit work shy and he's a bit all over the place. He's slinking around with no clothes on, flirting with Peter. And then the day after, but he also gets a knife because he still get messages from Fat Mike saying you're dead, your family's dead. Taking the Jason Voorhees approach. And the cheeky AVGN reference. Back to the classics from 2006. But he still arms himself with a knife. He's still scared for his life. He doesn't really want to do anything. He goes to the chippy and tries to feign like insurance. He slips on a chip, and then he's like, "Oh, come on, help me out, Stacey." And then he slips on a chip, and he's like, "I need some compensation. Need some compensation from you." And Ian falls for it. As some ridiculous line like, "Oh, I can't contribute to society now that this arm's done." And then Stacey says, "Oh, you're milking it, aren't you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not. That's the point." Fucking hell, fire. And then he realizes who Stacey is. He kind of says, "Oh, do you want a fourth one?" He's volunteering for the cult of Stacey. All the Brannings do worship thee. And then he gets back. Obviously, Oscar is hanging about. Ian sees him, obviously, like counting the money with his arm, and then he's like, "Oh, give it back! Give me my money back now!" And Oscar's like, "All right, Brian." And then he starts like Ian starts trying to like frisk him, so Oscar's like, this is fucking cutting shapes at him and like pushes him over. And obviously, this is when the social worker shows up to assess, like, whether it's the right. I don't know if it's whether it's the right place for Oscar or whether it's the right place for Jimmy. So she then sees Oscar pushing over Ian. And then he said, "Oh, we was just filming it for a skit. Fine, get up, Brian." It's like, fuck. Oh, it's beautiful.
My favorite bit. No, I need to interrupt him. My favorite bit is Ian runs over and I said, "Give me my money back, please." And I was just like, Brian, the arm still hurts. Which I'm probably just gonna keep calling him Brian from now on because it's been ingrained in me. So they start fighting. But Ian tries to fucking... The only way I can describe this as wrestling, he tries to fucking car angle UFC shoot takedown Oscar. But obviously, remember, he's not fucking prime Ken Shamrock.
He tries to do the old double leg takedown.
Yeah, but then you remember, oh fuck, he's not Dan Savrin or Ken Shamrock. He's bloody Ian Beale. So he's trying to start doing that. Come on, let's lock up. And Oscar's just like, alright, fuck this. Busters him. Yeah, because if Ian trying to be a UFC fighter, just like, come on, grab the arm. And Oscar's like,
It's so good.
But genuinely, I've never seen Ian trying to UFC someone in my life.
I mean, hey, he used to box back in the day. Not anymore though. They did retcon it.
Yeah, they did.
But he was a solid boxer. But they did retcon. But yeah, and then Penny and Oscar. Then they meet in the middle. Oscar's Lauren basically says, "Get a fucking job. Get a fucking job. Stop laying about. He's only been here 2 days." And then it's basically she yells at him like how Tanya would probably yell at him. Stop being such a layabout, sort it out. So he goes to the Vic and steals the shot off of like Stacy, and then he meets Penny. For a second, I didn't remember if they knew each other, and they share a very weird glance at the start. And I'm like, please don't Joey and Lauren it. Please don't Joey and Lauren it. They shared a bit of a look. I was getting a bit scared. The Brannings don't really care about cousins that much. But no, it's fine. And then Penny basically goes, "Look, I'll drink you under the table, but if I win, you do a day's work at the fruit and vegetable." And obviously, Penny wins because she knocks it back. And then Oscar clearly pissed. He says, "Well, that's not fair. You're sitting down." It's just fucking fire. Great fucking line.
My favorite bit is also they're in the kitchen blasting obviously Chad music, but fucking Oscar starts grabbing a chair and starts going around like that with the fucking chair.
He's just putting it on the table or something. Yeah, he's waving a chair around. He's like, I said I could drink you under the table, and he's like, well, it's not that fair because you already sat down. Just belter, hell of a line. And obviously Penny's like chaotic good. She's not a terrible person. She doesn't actually want them to kind of bed in. And so obviously he does it. He spends a little bit on the stool. He is a bit abrasive as well. He puts on some tunes. Honey yells at him. And then he goes for his break, and then he actually sits down and speaks to Lauren for the first time, where Lauren actually says, "Hey, Jimmy is blind." And this obviously throws him through a loop where he's like, "Oh, fuck, I didn't actually realize, no one actually told me this." And it leaves him kind of pretty upset. Like, why? Why him? He's just a baby. Well, like, it could have been any of us. Why is it him? And then it keeps going where he then thinks about it, goes out, goes back to the stall, it gives him some food for thought. He plays some music with the regulars, and he plays some ballroom, and he starts dancing and trying to sell all the fruit and veg, and then it works, and he does a good day's shift, and then he gets his wages. Peter gives him, mate, 30 quid for a day. That's not too bad for being on fruit and vegetable. Good Christ.
No, I'm expecting fucking high end. I'm in London. Give me at least 50 quid.
A fiver for an apple.
20 quid for an apple.
But and then he gets back and he goes to the shop and he goes, "Hey, he buys Jimmy he buys something for Louie and buys something for Jimmy, and he buys something kind of thinking okay, this is a bunch of different textures, because he initially gave some sunglasses." Lauren's like, "You can't give sunglasses to a blind baby," but then he buys something that kind of with the thought that Jimmy can feel it and kind of get to grips with what it is, and just kind of he has assumed the older brother kind of role where he now's all right, let's fucking protect him, you know what I mean? But it makes them both feel quite happy, and after the day's work he did, and after actually contributing to try and being a good family member, it kind of makes them quite happy. And then he's like, "Oh, you spend all your money on that?" He went, "Well, some of it, and the rest was on cigs and booze." But yeah, he kind of reminds everyone that he may be a bit of a knob, but fundamentally he is a good kid.
Yeah.
But he is still perpetually worried about Fat Mike.
Well, Fat Mike's days are numbered with the seagulls.
He did chin a seagull, so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And now, and now it's time for the after show.
Oh, the awards.
Oh no, the award. Sorry, the award. Jesus,
I suppose a bit of final thoughts though. Decent week, all in all, very enjoyable. Obviously, Oscar's great, and I love him. My bisexual icon. He embodies the role quite well, and I was waiting to see some more like sensitive material because obviously not everyone can do like the quips and the sillies, but he's pulling off all the jokes. But when he started to when it dawned on him that when it dawned on him that Jimmy was blind, you did get to see a bit more of the kind of more sensitive side, which was always going to be interesting to see how it played out because, if it's a really funny character, can they be serious? Like Fat Boy. Fat Boy was a very jokey character, but you would get a serious scene once every 3 years. But, if they're trying to pair it both, you're really making it an interesting thing. And obviously, it's setting up the thing that Max clearly hasn't been in contact with any of them at all for years. So I'm very ready for whenever Max comes back. I don't know what brings him back, but fuck me, is it going to be really exciting to see everybody just be like, where the fuck did you go, Max? You got kids. And I've still been manifesting that I want Max to return with a new wife and a young kid on the way. Because imagine, it's like, oh, what, you just left us for a new family? Fuck you, Max. Fuck you. And I doubt the partner would stay long because it's Max. But just for that sheer you left us, Max. You left us. It's fantastic. It'd be really exciting.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll do the awards now.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I don't know. I enjoyed the week. It was a good week. Very short because it was Monday to Wednesday. I enjoyed it very much. Oscar's definitely a highlight. I hope when Max returns that he's just absolutely not Maori, but he's just annoying people. He doesn't want to be there, but obviously he does return permanently later in the year. If I had to guess November, December, he returns permanently.
Oh, it will be a big Christmas storyline for sure.
The Brannings definitely have to have a big Christmas storyline in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's just out of curiosity, right? If, say, Max marries Cindy, wouldn't that make Lauren and Peter brother and sister?
There may be step related.
Okay. Just figuring out. That's
not how blood relation works, mate.
Okay. I thought they get married to be brother and sister. But yeah, so I've enjoyed the week. So I guess I'm gonna go into the award. Leave the camera on.
I'll say I am slightly skeptical about the Slaters getting the Vic. I am, I'm sure they will pull something out and it'll be fun, but I'm still quite unsure of how to feel about it.
And can you go through the awards for us?
All right, so we have 4 awards for this very not the most serious awards, but still awards nonetheless. We have the Chris Clenshaw for most promising story character. We have underrated for just who we've enjoyed. Who needs slapping down for the upsetting, annoying, and the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence for the most wooden. So,
where do you want to start?
Let's start with the Keanu Taylor.
Who's the most wooden for you?
That seagull after he gets fucking knocked out by Fat Mike. Yeah, you know when goats get scared and they just
faint,
go in shock. That's that seagull.
Yeah, they faint.
Sorry, one more time.
They faint.
What's that?
What?
Are you in danger? What you scared of?
I don't know.
Are you scared of Fat Mike? What's happening to your voice?
I don't know.
He's having a meltdown. You know.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Uh,
Fuck, you know.
I'm going for that fucking wooden chair. Oscar lifts
On the table.
on the
Yeah.
table. But yeah,
Hard to top Fat Mike chinning the seagull.
I think of that fucking guy just chinning the seagull in real life, the fat guy with the chips. That's all I think about.
Obviously, we don't condone animal abuse.
Unless,
Seagulls aren't animals, they're creatures.
yes. Obviously, we don't condone animal violence, but again, if it's a seagull, it's allowed.
Fuck seagulls.
I'm only messing.
They're the rats of the sky.
I'm only messing. Of course, we love seagulls. We just cooked one for dinner yesterday. We obviously love them.
I think that's illegal.
My favourite thing is, right, in Dublin Station, where, like, the buses, obviously they have it where the pigeons can fly in. And obviously, I just want to say this. So you obviously have people like me who put their hand down, like, come here, Piggy. Come here, I want to pet you, I just want to pet a pigeon. I did pet a pigeon, but he ran away from me. And obviously then you have the other people who just put their boot on, it's like, no, get the fuck away from me, no. And then just, like, nearly boot the pigeon. I'm like, calm the fuck down, it's a pigeon. And they're, like, nearly booting it, and I'm like, calm down. Oh, it pissed me off. I remember...
I don't like the people who, like, run at pigeons, though, and scare them off. Like, don't fuck with the birds.
No,
let them be.
Especially because just like furries run IT, pigeons run like government officials. There's microphones in pigeons, so be careful with that. Just to let you know, yeah. Because you've heard that theory, haven't you? That
I'm good. I'm good.
Just a brief notice for anyone who doesn't. The theory that all birds are controlled by the government. They secretly have cameras in them. And so when they look again,
mate, like I've seen China throw a bird drone into the sky. Big goal operative.
Okay, what's the next award?
I don't know. You're keeping track of them.
So
I'm bringing the spice.
We did the Keanu Taylor Award for the most wooden underrated.
Well, I would say underrated. Ian, look, for the comedy to be good, you have to have a very good straight man, and Ian's very good at just being boring and funny to laugh at. So
I'm going for most underrated. I'm going for Brian aka Ian, and like Oscars start doing fucking takedowns and shit on each other. Because that'll never not be funny. Just him trying to take down Ian Beale trying to take down this lanky 17-year-old, not 7-year-old. That'd be even worse. And like Oscar just like, he's seen Karate Kid. He's seen fucking Karate Kid. Not the good ones. He's seen the one with Jaden Smith. The one I seen. Which wasn't as good. So I haven't seen the originals.
how do you know it wasn't as good?
I don't know. It's Jaden Smith, so another 2010 one is probably not going to live up to the original.
It's not great, no. In comparison, it's not great, but it's all right.
It's like when you watch Ghostbusters 2016. You know it's not going to live up to the original, but it's the only one you saw. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
No, I obviously seen the original Ghostbusters. I've never seen 2016.
Okay.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking
it's the
hell.
right choice.
I'd rather be chinned by a seagull than see Ghostbusters 2016.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah.
They're getting bigger.
I like the idea that you're secretly in control of the pigeons. Or not the pigeons, the seagulls. They're secretly...
No, fuck that. No, fuck that.
Like I'm just gonna look underneath the bed, and the bed's just gonna have like a secret computer.
I'm just operated by Big Gull. Otherwise, I'd be spreading misinformation about them, though.
Because if you spread misinformation, it puts it out there that they are terrifying.
I nearly bought a Big Gull T-shirt the other day.
Okay.
But it's like a T-shirt that is like Big Gull, and it's got like the Illuminati. Oh, it's insane. Nearly bought it. Too expensive.
So that's most underrated. Oh, who needs slapping down? Bill.
Anybody who doesn't see anybody who's holding on to the timid Oscar we saw when he was younger. Fucking grow up. People grow up. Mate, I did look the exact same as me now, but I was completely different.
Fair enough.
Raised by the streets and everything.
Raised by
Clearly not.
Raised by fucking seagulls, clearly.
True.
He was in the hood. I will say I'll get just on the hood at the moment. I will say when I was going through London, like in the underground, to get like the train to the station. You know they were fucking playing Ash. Gangster's Paradise. So like I'm sat there, I'm like walking.
Yeah, you just style it out. You're not even walking. Currently sat down, style it out. Get walking.
Just fucking, just bloody going.
Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise.
Just doing that.
I was going to say churn butter once or twice for that. That's Amish paradise.
Would you? Just I'll get into the Chris Crenshaw a second. But would you rather be Amish or Mormon? That's the real question. You had to choose
I'm not
one.
answering that.
You had to choose one.
Both are quite problematic.
Yeah, but I think I'd rather be Amish if I had to choose.
I'm good.
Mormons, you can't drink caffeine, and plus, plus the Mormons just made up a third like trilogy of the Bible. So, but yeah,
I'm alright.
And the last award is, of course, the Chris Crenshaw Appreciation Award.
Oscar Branning, of course.
Yes.
He's a star in the making. He's the best newcomer immediately. He's been given good comedy. He's been given he's got great reactions to things. And he's just that kind of he's just great. He's just unrelenting. And if there's one thing I hope they never do, I hope that they don't make him really boring and like slow him down. He's fantastic.
I agree with you. I agree. And that is the awards.
Who are you giving it to?
Oscar Branning, because that's obviously who I agree with.
Not Fat Mike?
Okay, I'll give it to Fat Mike. He's promising. I'll give it to Fat Mike and Hung Larry, or Hung Harry, whatever he's called. Yeah, I'm giving it to
That's
both.
my nickname for him.
I thought your nickname would be Hung Gold, because you've seen a Hung Seagull.
I'm good. Don't like the implications of that one.
Yeah, I agree now that I thought of it. Yeah. Okay, the after show. Okay, that's the fucking wrong thing. The after show. Do you want to go first? Will I write the thumbnail? Fuck it.
He's having a nightmare. Piggy, before or not, he laughed for 5 minutes straight, losing his mind. All right, after show. I mean, I've had a decent week. You know, it's just kind of it's been a fun little week. I'll say that much. Been a lot of good stuff. The one thing that was fun is I signed up. Hollyoaks did they're doing a competition where one Hollyoaks fan could be in Hollyoaks and get killed off by a serial killer, which is also straight fire. That what a cool idea. Obviously, I signed up, and because I'm delusional, I'm like, yeah, I could do that. Obviously, the good ending is to not actually make it past the shortlist. Because even if I did make it past shortlist, I'd probably be like, yeah, nah, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to go to Liverpool for like 3 days to film stuff. Maybe I'm good. But it's a very cool idea, and it's been living in my head rent-free. Because just imagine my face in the Hollyoaks getting immortalised at the 30th anniversary. Fucking hilarious. But yeah, otherwise, that's just a fun thing. Did sign up for that. Otherwise, normal stuff videos-wise, no real change. It's just been a big kind of... I've finally refound the attention to actually edit the Evil EastEnders video. which is now it's nearly 50 minutes done. It's probably going to be like 1 hour 15, 1 hour 20 in total. But I've finally gotten at least half the entries finished. I'm working on the fourth one. So, now the next like couple of weeks are just going to be all about finishing this fucking video so I can actually see if there is the audience for it. Yeah, just staring at me. You got anything?
Oh no, you cut out, mate. So.
Yeah. It did cut out. I was just saying I'm working on the video, excited for it to potentially come out, see if the audience is there for it,
Yeah, I'm trying to have this fan here so it doesn't fucking. I have it on the two cameras. Let me just sit up and just put that on my knee. I'm excited for the video. I've obviously seen my entry, so I haven't seen Ash's because Ash is inclusive, but I'm not inclusive. I don't know what the word is. Secret about his entries.
Well, I'm not secretive. It's just when you recorded your entries, I was there, but when I recorded my entries, I was like, I'm doing this by myself.
Yeah, and that is the next big video. The thumbnail is perhaps one of my favorite gems.
It's a banger. It's probably the best thumbnail we've ever made. You've ever made pretty much.
I mean, I've only made one thumbnail before, so that was it.
You found the image, so
yeah. I enjoy it so much. It's a fun thing, and I hope we can do more of it. But I hope because obviously, if you don't know how editing works on this channel, is I do literally 95% of the basic videos, and Ash does all the high key long videos. So
and obviously any of the solo videos.
Yeah. Even though I try and ask him to help me to do the solo videos, but he's like, nah, it'll be alright. And by ask, I never asked once. So yeah.
No. No.
But yeah, and obviously I will be continuing to do that up until Christmas and shit. That's when I will obviously be putting my full Piggy into it and be editing down reactions and shit. Because that's what I do. I sit on my phone, I go through and go, that's a funny joke and that. And I edit the podcast as well. And by edit the podcast, I mean I just put a title at the front of it and that's it. So Ash just does this big project. Because if I know this sounds weird, it sounds like that I'm just saying that I don't want to do it. But I feel like if I put if I go, I'll edit these entries, but I'll just get lazy and I'm like, Ash, what do you think of this? And be like, no, let me just do it. I prefer to do it my way.
Yeah, it's just I'm not, in a sense, I'm a control freak in terms of the stuff, because I'll definitely be like, this is what I want, this is the idea I have in my brain as how I want it to look or sound or be. A lot of the highly edited stuff, and if it doesn't involve my input, I'll have the input in the end, because I've kind of obviously through all the years of doing this sort of shit and seeing the stuff I like and some of the stuff I want to imitate, obviously I've kind of picked up my plans and ideas as to how I want this shit to work. And these sorts of kind of horror type, true crime kind, that's obviously my shit. I love that sort of shit anyways. So yeah, it's just, but it's also because I've done because basically a couple of years ago I did a project called Easily Entertained, which was like a movie and TV show review channel. And that was all done with using movie and TV footage, which was a ball ache with copyright. But obviously all the editing days were 15-hour days, and I was having to get one out I don't think it was one a week, but it was fucking hectic. It was a crazy schedule. And I basically put in so many 15-hour days on the edit that I went, fuck this shit. I'm fucking sick of editing. Especially because I was also supposed to edit it with the other person who's doing the channel, but they took their sweet fucking time with everything, so I basically had to do everything. So through that, I immediately burnt myself out forevermore on editing, which I'm not the best at, and I would happily ship it off to someone else. But obviously I'd have to first have people who would want to do it for us, and second, people who could actually do a similar or better job as to how I would do it. So it's kind of it's not to say that I'm a really good editor or anything. I'm serviceable, but I don't know, just the expectations are higher in my brain.
Yeah.
Like I'm editing in my brain, I'm editing these sorts of videos for like potential like fucking hundreds of thousands to watch. Where, that's obviously the dream. But it also means that it takes way too fucking long and I procrastinate it by months. So, when did we even record the voice lines for it? Like January?
Have to be
February maybe?
Had to be
March?
Yeah.
Yeah.
February, March. Because the original goal was to have it out by like April or May.
Yeah.
And then you got burnt out, which is no problem. It's no fault of your own. Like no fault. Like I don't mean that crudely. Like I hope that.
Well, it is fault of my own. But yeah.
And then you went, oh Piggy, I'm just gonna grow my beard out and grow my mustache out until I do the video. And then weeks went by, I went, fucking hate this shaving. And
I did have it for like a good 3 months.
Yeah, only for like 2 weeks, mate. What you on about?
No, I did for mate. You think I could grow that in 2 weeks? I had it for a good 2-3 months.
And then air in my mouth. I think you finally just sat down and went, I'm going to finish this today. And I went, all right. Got the third entry done, and now he's on the fourth. He only has 2 more to do. Originally, it was going to be part 1 and part 2, which I didn't really. I didn't mind. I don't want to say I didn't agree with it, because I just agree with anything.
Well, it was just kind of a. It was basically I was trying to trick myself into how I was going to get it done. If I just release it in parts and I do it bite size, I'll get it finished.
But it's the problem with doing these sorts of videos is grabbing all the screenshots and stuff. Because you don't really want to include footage because the big YouTube would ban us. You've been banned before.
The Beeb does not like EastEnders footage. Like I've used a bit of footage, and initially I was going to use footage, but like I've just opted for screenshots and occasional footage when it's kind of important enough. Obviously, I know there'll be people detracting from it, like, oh, why aren't you just using footage? But like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth the fucking. Like, yeah, sure, screenshots, they're not as engaging, but like everything else about it is supposed to be. So like, I don't know. It's still it's still telling a story, which is how I've kind of made peace with it.
Yeah, my favorite thing that I've contributed now, because I probably want to know my role in this. I do the first 3 entries, and that's just the last 3 entries. If people know this is a 2-person channel. Obviously, if he's doing, like I said, I'll do Hollyoaks and Coronation Street as well. I'd like do the entries for that, even though I don't watch it. I would do if he did do a Coronation Street or Emmerdale or like Hollyoaks version, I would do the entries, no problem. I don't know if
it's like Piggy in how the writing process. I basically go, here's an idea, here's the stuff that I want to cover in it, and then basically it goes to Piggy to kind of get down do most of the grunt work and go, oh, here's what this character did, and then it went there, and mostly just scouring the wiki, but I don't fucking do it, so it does a good job, and then I'll come through, I'll rewrite a bunch of it, I'll cut shit out, I'll make it an engaging video. And then obviously once it's all written, which I fucking take my time with as well. Obviously the end goal is to hopefully actually get a good workflow with where I don't spend 4 years doing it. But one step at a time. It just so happens that each video we decide to do ends up being way too long, and it's like, oh fuck. Let's do the first video essay, like 1 hour 20 of ranking 10 fucking Christmas. Oh, great. Yeah, woo. It didn't turn out great either, but it got the attention that I thought it was going to anyways. But yeah, and then obviously I'll do all this, I'll re-script everything, and it then comes to the recording with Piggy's voice lines. Piggy's obviously never really done the voice line shit before. And like I said, yeah, I told multiple times, I do think you did a pretty good job of like catching the tone and kind of narrating it.
I did say multiple times I could re-record it with my brand new mic because I used my old mic, but I said no, so it's fine.
The next one will be with the new mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's obviously the only that's how long ago it was that we recorded it before Piggy had his new mic.
Yep.
And then obviously I recorded my lines. It took me ages to actually edit it all down to be like edited on, and then yeah, started the big edit with a shit ton of screenshots and narration, and got some music in there, got some cool little graphics. Like it's coming together. It's definitely the highest level of production that we've done on anything before.
My favorite, like my little inputs that I've put in, is to like add the I don't know if it's catchphrase would be the correct term, but add the iconic lines into it.
Yes.
So obviously the one I always give out that we included because he is supposed to be a joke entry in a sense because he's recent. You need to have a recent entry. It all can't just be from the 80s, 90s, you know. And obviously the one entry I always give out is Reese. He's one of the entries. Don't worry, he's very, very low on the list. He's not going to be.
He gets like 7 minutes.
Yeah, he's like he's the very. Like, I'm just going to say it, he's the very first one. He's not number one, and like obviously we put in his. He didn't really have a quote. The only real quote we had was, "I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you," which I went. Actually, I think that one works for Reese because
yes,
yeah. Or it was going to be well, that was
a close one.
Well, that was a close one, and then a bathtub falls on him because Reese was this easiest to write for because I just remembered a lot of it, and then going through the entries, it was harder and harder because I didn't know much about this. Some of the entries I did, but yeah, Reese was one of my like kind of favorites because I found some weird shit about like Reese. How like on a trip they didn't have a French name for Reese, they called him like John and shit, which is funny. And he would lock himself in the bathroom. Jesus Christ. Never want to visit that character again, but fucking hell. I do.
But yeah, it's genuinely it's interesting. It's cool to do all the research, but yeah, it's definitely been a lot. And it's kind of the weird thing because in this way, first it's doing more like stuff that's not just like current content. This stuff's supposed to be more like evergreen of the stuff that has happened. And it gets more like historical stuff. So it's supposed to kind of, in my brain, these are the sorts of videos that someone who's not even a soap fan could probably watch and still be engaged with. Whereas what we typically do, it kind of requires like a fairly strong level of like understanding where it's like, oh, who is Oscar? And then we obviously don't spend all the time to say, oh, Oscar is the kid of Tanya and Max and here's why he should be weird, because it kind of operates on like a level of knowledge. But to me, these are the sorts of stuff that kind of I'll use the wanky word transcend, but it's supposed to be to like a bigger audience.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That is the video. As has actually worked on it, which is pretty good. I'm trying not to downplay it, but again, he's doing a great job on it. I've seen my last 3 entries that I did. He's finished my entries, so he's on his entry now. Which means what's going to be funny is he's just going to fly by his. He's just going to be done in about 2 weeks. Mine took 6 months. His going to take 2 weeks. Watch this.
Look, my ego knows no bounds. That's why I couldn't do the Hollyoaks thing. Because if I was in an episode of Hollyoaks, I'd be such an insufferable. Oh, that's me. It's me. I'm in that. That's me. Didn't have any lines. That's me. But yeah, I'm trying to do a bunch of different. I should probably just. Obviously, the main goal currently is to just get it finished. But like, I'm trying to do some more kind of. I'm trying to have a bit more tact with doing it. Like, I'm still unsure whether I just put actual subtitles on the screen because I kind of want to do that just to kind of make it a bit more accessible. But also, I'm not entirely sure. Like, because the closed captions wouldn't be good. So I don't know. It's just a bunch of like cool ideas that I don't know how many of them will manifest, but it's definitely evolved a lot more from what we initially conceived it would have been. And that's been a cool thing to kind of see.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much more to say on this, so I guess I'll just very quickly go.
And wait for the video to come out in 3 years' time.
2029. Let's go.
I suppose that the next. Obviously, we don't want to mention the topic of the next video we vaguely have planned, but I'll just kind of mention we are planning on doing a form of like an iceberg to do with EastEnders, which once again it's kind of weird because in a sense we're kind of innovating this shit because no one else is doing these sorts of videos. So like we're technically creating all this really cool content, but a lot of it is just inspired by like horror YouTubers and whatnot. But yeah, I think that one's going to be fun. I think we got a lot of good material for it, and it's kind of Piggy made the smart choice to decide, let's not fucking discuss literally everything in this one video. We could just do multiples. Like, yeah, that's probably a good idea, isn't it? Because obviously I'm like all encompassing. Let's get everything done in one. Piggy's like, no, come on.
Because obviously I know how YouTube grifting works. You kind of like it's better if you split it up into parts. So like if we're doing 6 notorious killers, let's just give 5 random ones. You can't put all the notorious ones like in one video because that's not right. Because
well, it's just you don't want it to be the definitive one in case you want to do more.
Yeah, like if you.
I mean, it's why it's the weird bit with the 6 most evil EastEnders, because obviously we've kind of ranked them all in order, but if we do any more, we've already done 6, so it's not like it's not like the next 6 are as evil or equally as ranked. It then just becomes 6 more. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, and obviously, the iceberg. I've already finished the script for that months ago. Because I expected the
expected the video to get done before then, yeah.
No, I expected the video to be done by at least May, so I could start like voice-overing some shit. But no, I was just waiting, and I'm like, Ash, and he's like,
I don't even know who's voiceover in the iceberg. Is it me or you?
I think it's me, and then it might be you for the very bottom one. It's one or the other. We'll obviously discuss it off camera, but it's probably me. So I'm like, I'm sort of I finally have.
Fair.
So I kind of have like a platform instead of like, guys, welcome back to Hollyoaks.
You probably do the iceberg stuff as well.
Yeah, but with the rankings, like unless it's Christmas, it will usually just be me and Ash. Like, so 6 most evil EastEnders will usually just be me and Ash, or like 6 most sexy scenes in EastEnders, me and Ash. But like, do it. So I do the first 3, he does the last 3, or he does the first 3 and I do the last 3. I probably should have done it with you do the first 3 and I do the last 3, because I don't know if people are going to click on with my voice, but who knows. But I hope it's good. I hope people enjoy it, and I hope it comes out well, and I hope like it's released.
I hope it comes out personally. Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's
Fingers
released.
Crossed.
Hopefully it's released before October, but if it's released in October, that's good, because then we can just say we had this planned for October. Halloween, yeah. Release it before I go to...
Hopefully it gets released before then.
Imagine it releases while I'm in fucking Disneyland Paris, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I meet Mickey Mouse dressed as a superhero, and he's like, what the hell? I guess very quickly I can give my movie review of Superman, if you don't mind.
Just I think the last general bit that I know I have I'm fucking dominated. This has been a long ass after show, just because sometimes you get caught up in a wave.
It's all good.
It's been really fun though. Like it's kind of it's not like it's a weird state of being, because the bread and butter of this channel is obviously like the Reddit videos and the kind of daily stuff, but like at some point you do get a bit sick of like, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about what EastEnders romances were shit, and for fuck's here we go again, fucking just make some shit up for a 20-minute video. Like it can get a little bit samey, but to kind of try and do something that feels a bit more important and feels a little bit like I said, I think evergreen's the word. Something that feels like it could actually, you could watch it in 2025 and you could watch it in 2035 and you still get enough to know what's going on. Whereas, is someone watching, what is EastEnders' biggest failure? Is someone watching that in 5 years' time? No, it should watch it when it comes out. But it's nice to kind of feel, like it's kind of growing into something a little bit bigger, I guess, is my... That's kind of where I've mentally been like, yeah, this is why this is cool.
Yeah.
Because I always looked at all the other I looked at the other soap channels like Talking Walford, who does all the theories, and I
Well,
looked at Soap Study. Well, most of them are gone now, and I looked at Soap Study, who kind of does like probably way more interesting stuff. Where it's like, oh, is Hayley Cropper like an interesting look on like a trans in soap, and like that's I'm just like looking at that like, well, time to release top 10 women Max Branning has shagged. it's in comparison, just like, oh, am I actually adding much worth? I'm sure everybody enjoys most of the stuff we do, but it'll be nice to feel like I'm doing something bigger than this.
it's like going up to an F1 race and they're all in big fancy sports cars, and you're in a fucking like cardboard box with wheels. Like you're showing up to the wrong thing. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I like giving out ideas and stuff. I usually am the person who gives ideas for most of it. Like I know like we started shortly, but I've just been like ramping through like Christmas ideas because I'm like, we need to start in like 2 weeks time, because I like having it done early, so it's not like it's November now, time to sit down in this fucking chair, watch an hour of EastEnders again while editing this, and let's hope for the best. And then so that's usually what I do. I plan Christmas around this time, and then we started in August. We roughly finished in September, then we pick back up in November for in-person videos. We could do in-person earlier, maybe see how we feel. Who knows? But pretty much now I'm just going to give my Superman review, if you do not mind.
No, go ahead.
Just let me make a timestamp in case people don't want to hear this. 1:36. Now I can't really. Oh, I should put the title there. Super. Now I can't really give spoilers because I don't think that would be fair. But what this movie does well is, now I should address the backlash, and this. Now I don't care what side of the planet or what side of parties you're on. The backlash for this movie is, there's two backlashes for this movie. It's not Zack Snyder's vision, because people are still obsessed with Henry Cavill. Like, they're still obsessed with him years on, and it's not
even for the stuff he mostly didn't even do in the role.
Yeah, and they've also very annoyed because Superman's been labelled an immigrant. And yes, I know, if you actually have a brain, that is so dumb to think about, because the guy who's who's crash landed to Earth in a pod from his planet, Kryptonian. I think his planet's named Kryptonian.
Yeah, just planet Krypton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, planet Krypton. A guy who's crash landed from planet Krypton lands in a countryside of America. It cannot be labelled an immigrant. That's like going Batman isn't an orphan. It's like, yeah, he is. If you remove that he's not an orphan, you ruin the entire plot. It's like saying Spider-Man it's not actually a spider. It's like actually getting mad that he's not actually a spider, and it's like, yeah, he's not. He just has spider-like abilities. But yeah, the new Superman movie is pretty like fantastic. I've literally described it as a Sam Raimi, like if Sam Raimi did Superman instead of Spider-Man.
Obviously, Sam Raimi, the director who did the original like the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, which I reckon, if you ever want like a fantastic, maybe not the third one as much, but if you ever want a fantastic like just like Peter Parker, he's definitely it. Like
I mean, it was a lot of people's a lot of people who aren't even really big superhero fans have probably watched that like trilogy of Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think he's fantastic in the role. I know your role eventually will come to an end, and it did. And we had to move on. Just like you have to move on from Henry Cavill. And the reason why I like this Superman is, unlike Henry Cavill Superman, it actually focuses on him being a hero. Because, not spoilers, but spoilers for the Henry Cavill universe. He wasn't really Superman, because he would snap people's necks, he would recklessly destroy buildings, and put people's lives in danger. Which I know a superhero does already. But like, in the way Zack Snyder was doing it, it was like, oh, this is Superman. It's like, no, it's not. And this one really focuses on like, oh, he is a guy. Like, he's literally a man, the Man of Steel. And it details pretty good, like, of like what it is to be like Superman. We get introductions to I was gonna say Lois Lane, Lois Lane, and we see their dynamic is. Look, I think it's nailed perfectly. My favorite character in the movie is not really Superman. He's a fantastic Superman, but it's Guy Gardner. I forget who. I think it's Nathan Fillion who plays him. He was in Bones, I believe. He plays Guy Gardner, and he's fucking fantastic. He's fantastic in the role because he's just a dick in the role, and it's brilliant. And the movie is also just it's literally like it just feels so grounded in comparison to all the other movies where it's like multiverse. Oh, movie, who's coming back now? It's grounded while also building a universe, and I think that's what it nails. And it nails that aspect, if that's right to say. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it with my friend Rose. We watched it in 40x, and my fucking Christ. Don't watch it in 40x because you get spun around quicker. It's like they're doing all the flying scenes, and obviously the chairs have to move and stuff. So you start flying with Superman, but you're sat there going, "Oh shit, I'm gonna shit myself, Jesus!" As the chairs, as you're moving like this, like I'm moving like this, like that, and it's like Jesus Christ. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, sounds hellish for me.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't like it in 40x, but you probably like it in like normal cinema, like 2D.
Yeah. I'm just not much of a superhero fan personally.
Yeah, it's understandable. I like I only really understand superheroes in movie forms. Really, I don't really read comics unless I find them interesting, like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. But yeah, I want to say it is a great movie. It's a good movie and it's a good Superman. But my favorite thing is obviously we're watching the film. And I don't agree that you should be talking during the film unless you're going, hey, look, I need to nip out and go to the bathroom back in 5. There was people behind us going, that's my dog, like just talking nonsense. So Rose just turns around and goes, will you guys shut up? So this guy, obviously in response, would go, okay, he's telling us to shut up. Fair enough, I will do that. This guy gets up and he says, what'd you say, bruv? What'd you say? I'm like, how pathetic do you have to be to just go in someone's face and yell at them for telling you to shut up in a movie that you're supposed to be quiet in because you're in a movie theatre? Like, wound me up. But yeah, I recommend Superman to anyone. Also seen the Book of Mormon, which is basically the South Park movie, but on a musical. Like, it's a brilliant musical. Obviously, you don't know, the Book of Mormon is famously Joseph Smith. He found 2 gold plates. This story always buckles me, but it's so true. He finds 2 gold plates, right? And he has to read them through. I believe he has to read them through a hat, but he can only see them, so he can't show anyone the golden plates. So what he writes down, he tells a guy to keep the transcripts safe. But then the guy's wife is like, yeah, maybe if Joseph Smith is saying this, maybe he should know what's on the golden plates, like without needing the script. And then Joseph Smith's like, need to write new scripts. Sorry, lad. So yeah, Joseph Smith then, he was visited by Moses, I want to say, and Moses was told him just like, yeah, black people were punished. And it's like, oh. And then it's like 1975. God said it was all right. And you're like, okay. So yeah, the Book of Mormon, if you don't know, is like the actual Book of Mormon, not the musical. It's just fairly stupid. Because you can believe the Bible, but Book of Mormon, if you believe that, it's fucking funny. It's like that's supposed to be like the 3rd movie in the trilogy, if that makes sense. And yeah. If you believe it, you believe it. I'm just saying, it's funny in my eyes. You believe a guy with gold plates, and that the fact that Jesus was American and not from Jerusalem. So yeah. But the music.
Yeah, fair enough.
The musical is basically 2 Mormons get stranded. Go to. I'm just gonna say Africa. They go to Africa and have to teach the Word of God, the Mormon Word of God, and one of them gets very upset because they're not listening to him. So the Elder Cunningham basically makes up shit where he's like, "You will be thrown into the fiery pits of Mordor." Like he's obviously using movies to bring along, and all the singing in it is fantastic as well. It's the only musical I've ever gone to see, but I would rewatch it again because I just loved it. That was my adventurous weekend. That's pretty much it. I guess that's the.
Do you have any more? Do you have any more trips scheduled? Soon?
I
Do we
have.
have a fine run of podcasts?
I'm pretty much safe until. Actually, no, because I'll be back by then. My next trip is July 22nd or August 22nd.
Well, it was a good month, yeah. Fair enough.
If you don't know, August 22nd, I am seeing SmackDown in Dublin. Very expensive.
Nice.
Wrestling show, by the way.
Yeah.
Very expensive tickets. Wouldn't recommend just spending that amount, but my dad treated me for some reason. Gonna buy the John Cena shirt because he's obviously advertised for Dublin, and I'm gonna just frame the shirt. I'm not gonna wear it. Just have it framed because it's like a memory of oh, he was in Dublin. It's cool to have. And in the off scenario I ever meet John Cena, I'm like, can you please sign this, please? And then Saturday I go to England, and then Sunday I see another wrestling show, Forbidden Door, which is by another wrestling company, AEW, which is where I get the line, my Forbidden Door is open to anyone. And then the 25th, I believe I'm going to Birmingham, watch Raw, and then I'll fly home the 26th. And then I have no trips planned until October 28th. So yeah, that should be it. That's all my trips. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
I should add, I was going to see Oasis, but I was just a bit burnt out, and I was like, I don't think I want to go back to England in 2 weeks.
You have done a lot of trips.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, you have. And then, so the next visit will be England, and then probably Disneyland, and then probably seeing Ash, and then John Cena's last match. But yeah, that's mostly it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do I need to make this I'll make this a timestamp, will I? 1, 46, 30, actually, what 50. There we go.
It's just
this is the outro.
Been good fun. I think there's probably been one of them. It's always, especially you can tell that the break was good because we've had a pretty, other than last week and the one where it was too hot, we've had a pretty good string of podcasts where we're actually content to talk to each other. It's sometimes just not true, is it? Not like there's ever fuck you, but it's more just I've got to fucking I've got to talk now. Fuck's sake. It's just a funny little thing. But yeah, just hopefully more progress gets made on the videos. Hopefully we actually, because like I said, once we get a couple in the can, of the highly edited videos, I feel like it will start to just become a lot easier. And that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. That's what I want in the timeline, because obviously, there should at least be 2 released this year. There should be the Evil EastEnders video, the fucking Christmas video, which will help. There's no choice but 2 do, because we did the one last year. So, and obviously, hopefully the iceberg. But it's definitely the thing that I want to do to keep myself because I'm kind of I'm like a short-term milestone kind of person. We got to 1K subs, we now got monetized, which is cool. But now that we're monetized, it's am I gunning for 5K? Not it would be cool. It would be very cool, but am I hyper intense? Here's what we need to do to get to the next level. But I think that's what these sorts of long-winded videos are. I'm just excited about it. Just excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to people seeing it for the first time. I think one thing I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna use the Patreon, not to cost anybody money, but I'm gonna use the Patreon as I'm gonna probably do an uncensored version for the Patreon that you just get if you're a free member, and then obviously there'll be a censored version for YouTube because ads. But I think that's what I'm gonna do for that sort of thing, because it's kind of, some of the stuff we talk about, it's not exactly stuff that YouTube's going to be too keen on.
I will say, just outro this as well. I lost my credit card, so that was good. I had it in
send out a new one.
I didn't send out a new one because I can't be arsed to phone them because I got Revolut. And I'm like, do I want a new credit card?
Yeah, you'd have to ring one, yeah.
I'll probably get it. I'll probably get a new one, but I don't really see the point at the moment. I have frozen the card, but that was found in a Cineworld. I just want to end this by saying the Cineworld in London is fucking beautiful. One in Leicester Square. Because the stairs have like ads on them, and I'm amazed by it. It's like we were walking up and it had like Superman July 11th on it. And I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, and I'm also now apparently in love with Winston Churchill, so that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you went to Baden Two Swords.
Yeah, grubbed Winston Churchill. I grubbed him. I should actually hold on. I'm gonna just find the image so I can just put it on screen in a second. I literally have the image here. I just need to copy it.
But yeah, I suppose also a minor little last thing, but just a funny thing. I was talking to my sister, and she said how she was watching like an old series of Big Brother. And I was like, all right, sound which one? Because I watched the Celeb Big Brother. It was good fun, so I was kind of left the appetite for more. And she said she was watching Series 7, which is obviously the one with like Pete, who is Tourette's, and you have Nikki. Like it's a pretty like well known series of Big Brother. But it's also been quite fun to kind of see the difference of attitudes then and attitudes then. Like, despite only being what I would have been like 6 or 7 when it came out, I still weirdly have a sense of nostalgia for that time period. Like the clothing, the before phones became super extensively used. Like probably like the flip phones, the little keypad like phone, like those sorts of, all the clothes are all baggy. It's all about fucking tube tops and like getting the stomach out. So I don't know, that era was the era of the belly for some reason. You have Britney. You have all of the attitudes, casual homophobia. It's all rampant. It's bloody ridiculous. I mean, even growing up in some of it, it's absolutely absurd. Casual transphobia, but obviously, it wasn't necessarily particularly accepted. More of a joke back then, but it's a very engaging series of Big Brother. I'll fucking say that much. Fucking great fun. But yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just grab the image of Winston Churchill now if we can. Hold on, I'm grabbing it.
You always do look like a tourist, which I guess is what you are doing. But
yeah,
you may as well just bring an Irish flag with you everywhere you go.
I like the photo. I have it up on screen at the moment because it's blocking you. It's blocking you essentially.
I'll manage.
But I love the image because it's like me grabbing him and he's just angrily. He's just like, that's my proud boy. Like he's complimenting me. Well, just freaked out. I think he just had me in a pair of shoes, a short, a t-shirt, and a paddy cap. It doesn't work. It does not work. But yeah, that's the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a long-winded one, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.